Hi guys, and welcome to today's Final Fantasy, the original, Let's Play. It's a bit of a nostalgia stream for those that don't know. Played the game before, and we're going through, reliving, basically, one of our favourite games. Where we've left off, we've just done the Temple of the Ancients. We've managed to get all the way down. Sephiroth stole the Dark Materia from us, and Aerith ran off. So today, we're going to see if we can find Aerith before anything bad happens to her. Let's crack on and see. Oh, let's basically crack on and get the day done. Right, back up in the corner up here. Right, so we're at the north section. And we've got this little bone town that we need to go into. The woods we want is just past. In order to get through the woods, we need to get something called the Lunar Harp. What I want to do first is to buy. And we want to buy two of these two of these diamond bangles. Then we can equip Cloud with one. And Sid. Sid is the person we've bought to take Aerith's place. Oh, I forgot we had a dragon armband. Cloud is going to have dragon arm. I should have only bought one diamond bangle then. Right, we'll go back to Cloud. Right, so on Cloud, he's going to have Bahamut, but Morph over there. Oh, what are we going to have for the other one? Ooh, we've got so many things to choose from. I say we'll go for Throw. Start getting, no. Go for Luck. Get a bit of luck on Cloud, you know? And now we'll dig for the harp. Okay, start digging. We're going to look for the Lunar Harp. We need that to progress through the forest at the top. And what happens is you're given control to place down, I think it's a total of 5 figures in order to find it. Now, I know of previous playing, so here's a little bit for everyone. It's actually on this top section. We'll put one at the top of the stairs, you know. And it's somewhere around here where you have to find it. So, I'm going to put one here. Then, I have one here. I'm going to put one here. Then we'll have the other one about here. Then what happens is you get to ignite, like a little explosion goes off, and these will move to look where the harp is. So ready? Ignite. And they're all going to look, and they should look about here. There you go, see? So if we're in the right place, which I think is here, and we'll press square to dig, this should hopefully, when we wake up, have the Lunar Harp in the box. There you go, Lunar Harp. Cool. That now allows us to progress through the forest. The harp will stop it constantly making you go back on yourself. I'd also like to say in my last videos we had a commenter, I think the name was Beheista, I want to say. Hard to get the pronunciation right on some of the names. But they mentioned a better way of getting, like, leveling up and giving up your stuff. Hi Preston, hope you're well. Glad you've made it today. But I was just going on about, we had a commenter mention a quicker, better way of leveling up materia and your character and stuff. Where I would normally go to level up would be inside Mount Nibelheim. But just outside there in the forest, it says there's some madcap mushrooms. You can kill them and level up your limits quicker that way. What's that, Preston? Is there a materia here, a summon? There is. So it's not in this first section, but because we picked up the Lunar Harp, with what we've just done, go straight into the next section. The Lunar Harp will go off. And then there's a summon materia. I think it's pronounced Go Jag. Some bull thing, you see it. just there on the right. It's just moved up. It'll keep teleporting around, and it eventually appears here. You just grab it as soon as you see it, and it's called Gojata. It's like a giant ball thing. If we, well, not equip materia. No, we'll take off the luck. We've only just put that on. Put that back down there. Head all the way up. Here it is. The summon itself does, I think it does multiple different elements. What happens is, when you're here, that summon teleports. So it'll go normally up the right first, then up the left, then across the middle, down the left. But I tend to say, if you just stand here on the left, and you wait, it will appear literally in front of you. And you just press X, grab it, and you've got that summon. And then we can progress further, because we've already picked up the Lunar Harp. And we're in this section. Now there's a chest, I think it's this way. The water ring, excellent. Now, the next boss we're going to end up coming against in this little area that we're doing does a lot of water-based attacks, so it's good to have that ring if you want to have it and use it. We're not going to put it on because I like the status stuff. There's also, down this way, I don't think you can get up, but I'm going to show it anyway. Sid. He's just trying. It might be something I end up coming back to, or something you come back to later. That part I can't quite remember, but there's what looks like a vine, and I'm sure you used to... I don't think you can climb up it, but I think you can use it to come down later on, I think. I'm going to show it anyway, just in case anyone knows. Just down here, is this. That always looks like you can come down from it. And I can never remember if you can later on. Except for if you can, and I just come across it later on. Yeah. Don't think there's anything this way. Oh, you can't. Okay, Preston. See, I wasn't 100% sure if you could or couldn't. Every time I see that, I go... Ah, so that place was originally going to be usable. So it's a bit of cut content. Right. See, I always remember seeing it every time I play, and I can never remember if ever at any point that I ever went up or down it. But every time I'm here and I do it, like I just did there, I'd like to mention it, but yeah. If it was scrapped in development, like what you were saying, Preston, that would explain why it's there and you can't do anything with it. That's good to know. There you go. We're not gonna end up going up or down it. Like I said, I couldn't remember ever going up or down it. But I mentioned before, it's like ages. Like obviously with this being a retro nostalgic type stream, it was ages ago the last time I played this. I used to play, like I clocked up so many hours of this. A lot of it I know. But then there's always bits where you go, oh, I can't quite remember if there was ever anything that happened around there. Oh, it was explained in a video by a YouTuber named Chavez. Well, I'm gonna have to look up that video. Have a look. Cheers for that. Just so you know, today's stream may be a bit shorter than normal. The aim of the day is just to get this little town over here done. Where's my tent? Get a little save first. Okay, so this is, I think, what was it? It was called the Forbidden City, I think. Forgotten Capital. It was called the Forgotten Capital. I think I've got it labelled as the Forbidden City in my title. Gonna have to change that. So you can go left, you can go right, or straight on. I think you go the other ways to get items and stuff, and then straight on It's the way. Forgotten City. Yeah, when I've opened it up here, it says Forgotten Capital. Yeah, so it's the Forgotten City. I always just called it the City of the Ancients. An item up here. Do I go in here first? Because I know there's like things that you have to do in order to create. Right, so there's nothing at the top. We'll go down. Hello, Avraz. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Raw armlet. I think that's an armlet just for women. There is one where it's just for... Oh, no, that one's for cold attack. There is one, like an armlet thing, but only female characters can wear. Now we'll head round to the other side and do the stuff over this side. That side as well. And then we'll go into the middle. Yeah, not going to do any spoilers for anyone if you haven't fully seen it. Like what happens in this section. So we've got a house over here. I think this one has a materia in. One that has a materia in. That's us. Was that Preston? Yuffie comes back. You know, just for you, I was originally tempted. Comes back and steals my material. She's learned her lesson, you know. But I was half tempted just for you. Instead of putting Sid on, who I would normally go for at this part of the game, I was so tempted to put Yuffie on just for you. I was like, oh, who should be my third member? And I was like, well, you know, Preston really likes Yuffie. I think we have to rest. I'm going to quickly carry on and continue. But I'm sure somewhere in here, there is a materia. Trying to figure out where. I'm not trying to remember where. I thought it was in one of those. It might be. Can we do anything here? Nope. This is the part where we come back later on in the game. Because at one part you do have to come back here. Right, so I think all that we got to do is rest. Head back up and rest. Then we'll go back. Then we go up into the middle section into the actual capital. Know what time it is? Yep. Ah, yep. So Aerith is here. So Sephiroth, you know, but we need to go get her. Hopefully she'll be okay. Did I get the enemy skill materia? Is there one in here? That one. Yeah. That one there you can only get after you rest. Because I will say, I am just a fan of having 2 enemy skills. Like materia. I think there's a total of 4. And it was mentioned before that if you wanted to like max out most of them. I think I've only got 3. I'm never overly fussed with enemy skill as long as I have 2. I always like just having 2 of them. But I know... Now what's that, Avraz? What will I play after Sekiro? Or... Not 100% sure. Well, we'll have to see if I'm able to finish Sekiro. Because obviously I still have to finish and get through Dark Souls 3. For those that don't know, we're doing a blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3 every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night. Feel free to come. I like to say come and watch me suffer on the bosses, but I one-shotted something called a dancer, you know, because I was that awesome. Yeah, as I was saying, Preston, though, with the enemy skill, if you wanted something like Trine, you would have to keep the Yuffie Pagoda mission, and then the father does Trine in it. Away from that, they're the only two places to get it. So I've only ever liked having 2 enemy skill, because I've only ever really focused on getting 2 maxed out ever, because I never see the point of having a third. But what was that? Disc 1 for Final Fantasy VII ends after the Forgotten Capital. Yeah, it ends after here, but this is obviously the slightly remastered version for the PlayStation 4. So there isn't going to be like a, please insert new disc. Mainly because I didn't have the wire system to hook up my PlayStation 1. What's that, Avraz? Dark Souls 4 coming out, is it? That would be great. Oh, you know, that may be the next one we play then. What's that, Preston? Enemy skill looks hard to master unless you have the guide. It is. I think what's worse about the enemy skill is the fact that there's a couple of skills that if you don't get them straight away, you end up missing them, like completely missing out getting them in that enemy skill materia slot. The likes of, there's a skill, we will come across it a bit later on, called Pandora's Box. And you only get that in one playthrough. So only once will you ever get the Pandora's Box. So if you don't get it on the enemy skills when you're going through for that one time, if you don't get it, you then don't have it after that. There's only 4 enemy skills in the remake. They're really hard to get, but you can't miss them. Yeah, I mean, I 100%ed the remake. I've done a silent playthrough of that on the channel. Yeah, 100%ed the remake. But it's one of those things, like, how much, because obviously everything's going to be slightly different in the remake, like the rest of the remake to the original. And it's how much they're going to keep the same in that, and I think I might have mentioned it before. I want them to at least keep the gold saucer, like, where you can do stuff and go on a date with a different person. I hope they keep that, because obviously they did something similar in the remake, where you can have like 4 different encounters with three different encounters, one with Tifa, one with Aerith, and one with Barrett when you have a rest. So it's heading towards the final. I don't think there's anything this way, but I'm gonna double check anyway. Look, she's down there, she's praying. And no one else is around. Everything's gonna be fine. But yeah, so because they had that part in the remake where something happens, you can have a thing with all 3 by what you do. I hope they still keep that whole scenario with the dating scene, where obviously in the original you can get 1 of 4 to go on a date with. Hopefully they could like expand it a bit. For those people that don't know, which is probably like a slim amount of people, especially if you've never played this game or seen this game, we've got a little cinematic coming up that maybe, you know what, I'm not going to speak through it. for that. Again, he was controlled. Why does he try to kill her in the scene? I think, obviously I'm not going to press the button to go into the cinematic yet. I'm going to answer Preston. I think, Preston, the reason why he goes to do it is the same reason, similar in, like, after the Black Temple. He's sort of, with him, I'm not going to, minor spoilers, with him being sort of controlled by Sephiroth, I'm not going to say how, sort of controlled, he's obviously trying to stop her from doing whatever she was going to do. And obviously, because Cloud got stopped, it's great. Gameplay recording paused. Ha! Still here. But obviously, you wanted to stop her. Cloud then stopped, so... Yeah, you're right, Preston. There go... not just one of the best healers. Arguably, I think she had some of the most overpowered limits in the game. Like, even stuff like at level 2 when she had Planet Protector, and that just made you invulnerable. What's that? Why can't Aerith be revived by Phoenix Down? Well, I think it's the whole, I think, is it not because, I think with Phoenix Down, even though they're technically dead, well, it is the plot as well, but didn't they, like in later games, they changed it so that you're not technically dead, you're knocked out, and then that revives you from being knocked out. Because I think everyone asks, like there was a whole thing, like back in my day, you know, back in the mornings, like back when I was young, there was a whole thing going around saying there was a way of saving her, there was a way of getting her back, and all that. So a lot of people are still thinking that in the remake, the remake, that they're gonna do it so that she's gonna be alive by the end, make it all different. Yeah, also the comedical swords went through it. That is also true, Preston. The thing is, I think that's one of the things. I understand why some people are like, oh, like in the remake they should this time keep Aerith alive or have her come back or something like that. I just think it wouldn't have the impact. Because I think her dying is like proper impactful in the game. Alright, so we are... I don't think we can slow it, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Not my usual stuff. Big guard, regen, and thingy. What's that? Cloud looks like a Lego figure. Hey, this was graphically amazing back in the day. I remember when this came out, and I was like, wow! Graphics, it's amazing! I will hit it with a Barmet. It's also, for those that don't know, I can't cast the thing on it, because obviously, I think we can... We'll de-spell it, but... because it casts Reflect, but also this boss... It's weak to Earth, but it does a lot of water type damage. So the stuff like, so if you do Earth magic, you do a lot, but make sure you don't do it when it has Reflect on. Not sure if Ramu can thingy. What's up, Preston? Final Fantasy IX looks really good with the Morgri mod. I don't think I know that mod. Is remake before or after the original? Well, the original came out in, I want to say 1994? And the remake is obviously like 2020? But it's basically, imagine the remake not being a full-on remake. It's kind of a reimagining. So you have like the original, the remake that's come out so far, 1997. There you go, Preston. Preston got me there. He's got us supported there with the year. Yeah, but so the remake is basically the beginning part of this game. So the whole Midgard bit. And originally I thought, oh, that was only half an hour. But playing it again, it's kind of like actually a 3-hour part of the game. But they've like made that huge, like the Midgard section. But the thing you've got is they're only doing like 3 games. So you've got the first remake, then you've got the next one that's coming out, I think it's next year. And then obviously you've got a third down the line. So obviously they're either going to cram a lot together or they're going to cut a bit out, change stuff. But like I said, the so-called remake is more like a reimagining because there's a lot of stuff that's different and all that. Those summons look like the god summons in 15. Yeah, it's basically what the god summons were based off for most of these. I mean, one of the best summons in here. I still say the worst part about one of the best summons in here is the length of time it takes. The summon called Knights of the Round. Literally, it does arguably the most damage out of any summon in the game. But it does take like a good 5 minutes to go through the whole animation. I mean, we'll be getting that. We will be getting that. I will also be showing people like a way of getting the golden chocobo in order to get it without having to do any of the races as well. Yeah, Knights of the Round is OP as hell. It is. I mean, in order to kill the like later on, there's some weapons. There's like ruby weapon, emerald weapon. In order to kill them, you will need Knights of the Round. You'll also need another summon called Phoenix. I should really, dispel its reflection and just hit it with a Quake 2. Did I play Assassin's Creed? I've played some of them, not all of them. I played Assassin's Creed 2. I loved Assassin's Creed 2. Black Flag. I played that. And I've played the latest one, Valhalla. But I never played, I think it was like Odyssey or stuff like that, like them ones. Basically, it was 2, Black Flag, and then Valhalla. There was like loads in between that I just didn't play. I think it's because like some of the mythos around it, I wasn't really keen. To be fair, in my eyes, Assassin's Creed 2 is still the best Assassin's Creed. PlayStation, I will say, PlayStation actually has all of them, like all the Ezio ones, Black Flag and all that. Like quite a lot of the Assassin's Creed games available on their PlayStation Plus. So I might go through and play some of the ones I haven't played. Assassin's Creed Origins Odyssey and Valhalla have microtransactions. But I won't be doing any microtransactions. I don't believe they're right. You think Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the best? It's a good game, Avaz. I enjoyed it. But for me, I think Assassin's Creed 2, the Ezio ones just take... Not by much, but it does just take it for me. Assassin's Creed 2. But then there's that... Oh, what's that one that Ubisoft's doing that's coming out shortly? Is it called Skull and Bones? That looks good. That Cloud's gonna stand on the water soon. No, I think in this they fixed it. You can literally buy in-game money. Yeah, to be fair, I despise microtransactions in any game. Microtransactions, loot boxes, nothing like that should exist. I'm still not a fan of day one patches when you buy a game. When you buy a physical copy of a game, like, you're expected to just put it in and play. You get a physical copy of a game, you put it in, you have to wait like 12 hours before you can play it. Did I watch the Final Fantasy movies? Yeah. So I've actually got a few over there. Event Children, which is the sequel to this, the movie sequel. That's really good. I like that. What was it? Was it Spirit? I want to say Final Fantasy Spirit Within. I think it's called, which is the one where they're on the planet and they go searching for the thingy. Then they've got. I think. Oh, what's his name? I think Steve Buscemi might be in that. He's one of the characters, one of the marine type people. I think they're the only two I've seen though. So if there's any more, I haven't seen any more. I've only seen the two. Yeah, so obviously Aerith came because she was trying to do something. She had a plan in order to stop Deathwrath, but she didn't tell us fully what the plan was. Oh, there's a 15 movie. Oh, I didn't know that. I think I've mentioned to you before, I've only played part of 15. So is the movie, just so I'm aware, Avraz, for the Final Fantasy 15 movie, is it a prequel? Like, does the movie happen before the game? Does it happen during the game? Or does it happen after the game? Just because if it's one that's after the game, like Event Children for Final Fantasy VII, I'd want to, like, obviously finish the game and then watch the movie. It's a prologue. Oh, cool. So it's before. So I can actually watch that and then play the game. Cool, cool, cool. Was it Preston? It would be funny if you put Aerith's death in the title like you did with The Return of the Dawn. Yeah, I was so tempted because obviously with this game being that old, I was like, technically you can't say, whoa, spoiler. But then I do realise that some people haven't seen it. But then I think the thing is, Aerith's death is so... This is where you would normally change the disc, just so everyone knows. But yeah, Aerith's death is so iconic now, and everyone knows about it. That, I think if I had it in the title, it wouldn't have spoiled it anyway. Was it in here? Was it the save point? No. Go the other way. I know I've just saved it, but I don't like doing the save. I do the save there, but I also don't like the save being there. There's only one way, Tifa. Oh, it's okay. Clouds had a flashback so we could see that Sephiroth has basically gone the only other way out of town. Head north past the snowfields. Alright, now we're going to head over, do another quick little save. Why can't I go? Oh, there you go. There you go. There it is. Right. We get the save done. Then all we have to do is follow Sephiroth up past the North Crater. But that, sadly for today, is the end of the day stream. Obviously, the day stream's a bit shorter than normal. All we wanted to do was have like an individual like episode where it just covered up till obviously Aerith dying. We will be back tomorrow, a bit later than normal tomorrow. We don't start till 7 p.m. British Standard Time, so that's like an hour later than normal. But we will be back tomorrow, and we'll be doing the whole snowfields. There's a summon there we're going to show how to get. We're going to do that. So it'll be a bit longer episode, probably about an hour, hour and a half more than likely. Thanks for coming along, Preston. Hopefully catch you tomorrow or the next time you're here. What's that, Avaz? In Dark Souls 1, there is an unused boss who is called King Jar-Eel. He was one of the 4 kings. Ah, cool. But anyone that doesn't know as well, because obviously Avaz has been to a few of them and Preston has been to a couple as well. At the end of the week, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 p.m. British Standard Time, we are doing a blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3. We just killed a boss called the Dancer. Before that, we killed a giant. But due to the pressure of everyone in chat, they said I could kill a boss straight after, so we did. And we did do it first time. So if you're interested in coming along and watching us doing a blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3 where we kill a boss every night, feel free to come along Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For retro games like this, we have Monkey Island 2 on Sunday, where we're hopefully finishing that off. And Final Fantasy, we've got one to back tomorrow, and then Monday, Tuesday next week. What's up, Preston? After your best healer died, I realised you can't have in Gaia. Yeah, well, it's why I always find after that bit, I tend to like having someone like Sid, because you have the Dragoon Land straight away, and when you lose Aerith, you can just fill up that with a lot of materia and use him as like a pseudo healer. He's not as good as Aerith, but he's capable. But anyway, again, thanks everyone for coming along. Hopefully, catch us all next time we're live, which is tomorrow. For anyone who watches this on playback, if we've done the next episode, it will appear down the bottom left of your screen. Feel free to click it and move on. Everyone else, catch you all later. Goodbye, and stay safe.